Hi, I'm Aeon, and this is a video. Elder moderators are somewhat secretive and ominous personalities within our community, and with no clear indicators of what the position actually is and what it entails, people tend to find them kind of intimidated by them one way or another. But are they actually these scary, intimidating personalities, or are they kind and helpful people who want nothing but the best for the Geometry Dash community? I asked myself, what is the Elder Moderator position actually about? So I sat down with 3 of the game's Elder Moderators, as well as 3 of the server administrator for the official Geometry Dash server, to figure out just that, what the profound Elder Moderator position is really about. Hi, how are you?
Hello Ian, I'm doing pretty well, how about yourself?
Hi, how's it going?
It's pretty great, how about you?
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you today?
I'm doing absolutely fantastic. I'm a little bit tired, but, you know, that's whatever. Time zones exist. First of all, what do you consider yourself in the grand scheme of things? Are you a GD Elder mod? Are you a god among men? Are you just a dasher? What are you?
Okay, well this is pretty interesting because like my GD career has changed quite drastically among the years. I would say nowadays I'm more of a moderator kind of guy, in-game and in Discord, so like in the GD server and everything.
I guess regarding like position, I don't really consider myself as being more or less important than anyone else. I just kind of see myself as someone who's been given the opportunity to help the community by being trusted with abilities to kind of work with the community in a way that they need it. Like especially with Elder modding, I don't necessarily see it as a position of power. More so.
So you're just a dasher, basically, just like the rest of us, but you have an extra button.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. I just consider myself as equal to other community members, but with an ability to help them
An
out.
extra button.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess above everything else, I'm probably an Elder mod because I create, but I don't really like what I create, and I really create for myself.
I relate
people.
to that so much. I do not like my old stuff. It's painful. Everyone always brings up my old levels like, oh, dude, remember that level? I'm like, yeah, I wish I didn't remember it, but yeah.
Yeah, I know that feeling all too well.
So the first question is, how much do you actually communicate with Rob, and does he ever reach out to you specifically if he ever needs anything? Like, what's the communication like?
Yeah. So, well, as we know, robtop is in the GD public server. He answers questions there. He doesn't really talk much to me or like to the mods in general there. And actually, I think he's ignored me every single time when I tried to ask him a question. But when it comes to DMs, because we have access to his DMs still. Like it depends on his mood, I suppose. Sometimes he answers, sometimes he doesn't. Probably also like his schedule. But he has answered me in DMs a few times. Sure.
Also, about the whole robtop ignoring people, I find it kind of funny because I think the only time he's actually directly responded to me was when I told him to fuck off because me and Panman were role-playing and he asked if he could join.
Of course. Such a Rob thing to do.
It's such a robtop thing. He's such a memer. I love him. He's great.
You can never expect anything from him. Like he just does
really
stuff
can't.
when he wants to, yeah.
I communicate with Rob very seldom, actually. I don't think I've actually reached out to him in person, or not necessarily in person, but like privately, like one-to-one in at least a few months. I'm kind of terrified of him, so I only try to communicate with him when I have to. I'm not entirely sure how much I'm allowed to say about mod chat, but I'm pretty sure everyone knows by now that there is a Discord server that exists. I try to run stuff through there instead of through him directly, just out of a hope that maybe he'll see it.
Just crossing your fingers like, please, Rob, see it.
Yeah, because
I know I'm supposed to message you, but please see it in this chat instead.
He never really reaches out to me for anything specifically. I don't think there's anyone other than a few specific people who he does reach out to for things.
I'd assume Pauze and Viper in for that particular thing. Like, if he reaches out to someone, it's probably either one of them.
Generally, I have one method of contact that I don't really feel like revealing, but I use that to talk to him a lot. Especially when there's urgent stuff, like I'll be like, hey, this guy just got hacked and is sending 1 million levels, please fix. But then for the stuff that's not as urgent, like if I have a suggestion for 2.2, or like, hey, this person could be a cool mod, or hey, so-and-so wants their account fixed or whatever, then I just DM him on Discord and he gets back to me.
Yeah, because unlike
within time.
Because unlike Sir Hadouken and Hyperflame, you have a more direct link to him in that regard. You're, like, not, like, preferred, but you have a faster line of contact, right? Because you and Viper are, like... Yeah. You two are his, like, sidekicks, technically, on a higher level. I
mean, Viper is much more so than I am, but...
Yeah, but Viper has been around for, like, literally half a decade, so, I mean... What is there to expect?
I have a pretty direct way that he responds to in like a couple hours, and then I have the Discord way, which is a bit slower.
But how much time do you actually spend on your administrative duties, if I can call them that?
Well, when it comes to the GD server, I could probably talk a lot here, but I'll try not to ramble too much. But
yeah. Do you spend a lot of time in daily chat? Because I know that's like the main thing about Elder mods is their
auto moderation,
the comment deletion, the infamous deleting comments and comment bans. How much time do you spend on that?
Well, it is an Elder mods like prioritized job or like task, so we do spend quite a bit of time there. I would say usually it's once every 2 days, maybe we spend a good amount of time just lurking. And sometimes, like maybe once a week, we actually participate in conversations if we can.
Yeah, that's an interesting question. For me, it fluctuates a lot. There are some weeks where I'm a senior in high school now, so I have a lot of like scholarship stuff to work on, and like applying for universities that I have to work on that I used to not have to work on when I first assumed the position. So,
100%. I know how it feels.
My activity is kind of plummeted a lot, but I still try to show up in chat. When I do show up in chat, I'll either not say anything and just do something that someone reports to me on Discord, or I'll like go full on out and spend like 2 hours talking to people in the comments and doing stuff there. So, but that's only like every once in a while now. It used to be a lot more frequent and a lot more often. Yeah. But I guess... What were you going to say?
I was just going to ask regarding that specific thing about, like, sometimes you just sit there and, like, lurk, because I'm not going to name names for their own sake, but I know a lot of the Elder mods. I think I'm friends with, like, all of them except, like, 2, probably. Maybe, like, 1 or 2. But I know that a few of them, at least, just refuse to talk in the daily chat because of harassment of Elder mods. Do you feel affected by that anyway? Like, do you ever not talk in daily chat because your fear of just being bashed because of your badge?
Well, I feel like everyone's has been affected by that in some way, all like 14 or however many there are of us. But I don't really, that isn't really the main concern that I have when it comes to like talking or lurking in the chat. I'm more worried about like, okay, you know how like it's like the theory of panopticism, where like I feel like I'm sort of obstructing the justice sometimes by being there, because it makes people think that they need to be on their best behavior while I'm there, when in reality the rules are a thing that should be followed at all times. So a lot of times, if I don't have the time to spend 2 hours in the chat, I'll just kind of pop on there for a few minutes, look to see if anyone's breaking the rules, and then do a few like silent lurk timeouts, and then I'll just kind of pop off without anyone really noticing that I was there.
It really changes a lot. With Elder mod, I used to do a ton ton of Elder Mod stuff. Like I would always be lurking in daily chat, and I would be going super hard on that. But recently I've kind of slowed down with daily chat. I still check it, I still do moderate it, but I lurk a lot, and I don't say much. But then I focus a lot more of my energy on the GD server. And so I guess I probably spend a good like 2 or 3 hours a day at least.
Oh wow, that's actually more than
stuff.
that's actually more than I expected.
Some days I will do absolutely nothing and play Counter-Strike all day. And some days I'll spend 5 hours typing a new set of rules.
As long as stuff gets done, that's my way of thinking. Because some days you just don't want to do stuff, you're just not motivated. It's fucking awful to work on something when you just don't want to.
Yeah. It kind of, recently I feel like I've been able to kind of like step back a tiny bit, which I might not be a great idea. I'm not really sure. But the staff team I feel like is starting to get a lot stronger with what they do. And I feel like, I don't know, I'm pretty happy with where it is right now, and it's helping to keep things under control for
I've noticed
everyone.
that it's going much smoother now as well. What is your least favorite and your favorite part of your position as Elder?
Actually, well, this is surprising, right? But the amount of DMs or like attention you get is not unwanted, but it can be overwhelming at times. For this, like, never expected somebody like me, who always had as a goal to be approachable and all of that, to close my DMs at one point, and I think one day I will open them again.
I think that's smart. I definitely respect that, honestly. I've been on that as well. I get a lot of DMs as well because of the position I'm in as a content creator, so I get a lot of DMs asking about stuff. Right. So I considered closing my DMs. I haven't seen a reason to yet, even though I probably get around 20-30 DMs a day, probably on different social media. Yeah. So it's it's a little bit overwhelming at times, definitely.
Yeah, and there are more favorable and less favorable ways to acknowledge it. Like, I really appreciate when people reach out to me as a person more so. I don't necessarily like to be treated like I'm more than I am, because it doesn't really feel genuine to me, because I haven't really changed as a person by assuming the position. And I respect when people reach out to me as a person rather than as a position, so to speak. And because that's kind of...
Yeah, but I feel like that's reasonable.
It is,
that's reasonable.
I suppose it is, but that's what being an elder kind of means to me in that sense. I mean, it's being able to be a person who is given the role in the community to be able to have other people reach out to them for issues that they need help with. And it's something that I really enjoy.
Yeah, it makes you feel trustworthy and reliable in a sense, right?
Well, I would hope so, yeah.
I guess with the GD server, probably my least favorite thing is, I guess some of the things I kind of automatically get associated with, like
the assumptions people make.
Yeah, like if something happens with the server, it automatically is kind of my fault because I own it. Yeah. And it doesn't really happen that often, but it's not like a huge deal. It's just a bit annoying, I guess.
As for my favorite part, of being an elder moderator, I guess, just simply, being able to represent the community as someone who sets an image for things is really cool. Never expected that, actually, but being able to actually do that feels meaningful, and you actually put in the power to do good things, and that's just a good feeling you feel.
That's so wholesome. I actually really agree. That's one of the things I like the most about my position as well, just being able to set a good image and just be like a front figure of the community and represent our community in a good way.
I'd say my favorite part about the position, I guess I should probably preface that by saying that I like to talk to people and meet new people. But as we've clearly discovered with what I said about not being able to talk to Rob, I have a hard time making the first move. I've always really enjoyed not only meeting people and getting to getting to know new people, but helping them out with issues So being in this position lets me not only like get into that environment where I'm meeting new people, but it's in the context of me being able to help them out with something that they can't do themselves.
That's really respectable. I really like that. That's a good answer. Yeah.
But I really enjoy having a spot in the community where I can, like, I don't know, have a bit of fun, meet some cool people.
Oh yeah, for sure. I feel that too. Like,
interact a lot.
I can just, I feel like I am in a position where, like, it doesn't matter who it is. I can, like, talk to literally anyone in the community at this point. Like, there's nobody that's decently big in the community that I just can't say hello to without getting a response, right?
I not really used, but like I've been privileged enough with my spot to go and meet some really cool people. Like a while back, Dorabe was hacked, and I reached out to him, and I met Dorabe, and I've talked to him. It's pretty cool because he's just such a legendary
really cool
creator, and
yeah.
I know Jax. And
oh, dude, I miss Jax. I used to talk to him on that one Korean chatting app that, because they refused to get WhatsApp for some reason back in the day when we used that. So I talked to him a little bit back then as well. Does it put pressure on you that you're an Elder mod to continue playing the game?
Well, I've been thinking about this for a bit, probably. And obviously, you know, it has to, it does, because it's a duty you have to come back to. And if you don't do it, then obviously you're going to get demoted at one point. And it's not the expectations aren't too high, which is good. And we have a good team. Like, the mod team makes it a good place to work in. So it doesn't feel like actual pressure. Every elder is basically in this position because they wanted to.
Most definitely. I'm pretty sure anyone who has remotely followed me within the past 2 years would know that I can't finish anything at all. And if I wouldn't have assumed the position of elder or even mod in general, I would have probably faded out a little bit by now. If I were to quit, I would never plan to actually just come out and say, okay, bye, I'm going away. I would have, like, gradually faded out to the point where I was just no longer relevant. It feels weird to say it's played such a huge role in my life, but it has. I mean, I've gotten a lot of practice with... I mean,
you're saying that to me. Like 2 videos ago, at the point of recording this, I literally released a video called "How GD Changed My Life."
Yeah,
so, I mean,
I watched that.
I know exactly what you're talking about, to say it like that, at least.
Yeah, I haven't had a whole lot of opportunity to, without getting too much into my personal life, I haven't really had a whole lot of opportunity to practice social interaction and leadership skills. And GD has been an outlet for that in ways that I didn't really think were possible until just recently. Yeah, absolutely. And that's kind of a thing that I've noticed with elders, or at least the experience that I've had with it, is that it, even though the only thing that we've really been given the ability to do in game is just time out people from commenting,
delete comments and time them out.
Yeah, the fact that we hold the highest position in the, like, authority of the game, so to speak, under Rob himself, it puts pressure on us, but it also puts that expectation on us to be.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, to be that part of the community to represent that, basically. And so,
because, like, unlike me, who's a content creator similar to someone like Juniper : we aren't necessarily obligated to set an example. We just do whatever we do, and nobody can push us away from that position unless someone cancels us, obviously. But you guys have the pressure to actually be role models in that sense of you guys have that higher authority.
Yeah, and
we're just people who create. You guys have authority in game.
Yeah, and even
so to speak.
Even if it isn't very much, it's the most that Rob has ever given and trusted anyone to do by themselves without running directly through him.
100%. Absolutely. I mean, I don't dislike GD. Even if I didn't have as big of a position, I still probably would play it a little bit. But I think this definitely contributes, just because, like, once you're kind of the head of a community of something, or, like, I guess not the head, but like a pillar of the community.
A very big part of it, for sure.
Yeah, I feel like the involvement there and the dedication there just kind of keeps going up, and so it's hard to just stop.
Yeah, I felt the same because I've tried to leave a few times, but it's like I can't because it keeps being mentioned to me. So even though I'm able to distance myself, it always lurks its way back in. So I feel once you're balls deep, it's kind of hard to get out.
Yeah.
But for me, it's like it doesn't really put pressure on me to play per se. It just keeps pressure on me to continue being a part of the community more so.
Yeah, I feel like that's probably more accurate with me as well. Like I haven't played the recently rated levels in like a good month. Just because I still send levels. I'll still go and I'll play the magic section and be like, oh hey, this is cool. Send it off to Rob. I'll still do Elder stuff.
This one is more directly towards you. Neither Hado or Hyper could really answer it at all because I feel like it's more towards you or Vibrant. But does Rob like troubleshoot or draft ideas for the updates with you or the Elder mods? Like, is this a good idea kind of thing? Because that's something I feel like many people are wondering about. Or does just Rob do whatever he wants to and just it's either good or bad, nobody really knows until the update?
A lot of both. Well, mainly it's the second one. He's pretty independent with a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
But there have certainly been times where he's been like, hey, is this a good idea? Should I do this? And I feel like I've gotten some very, very, very bad stuff to not happen.
Do you have examples, by the way? Because that got me curious.
Not that I can say, I'm sorry.
Damn. Oh, that would have been so interesting to hear.
It's not that much. There was just this one thing that I really did not believe would fit in the game, and I was like,
in-game purchases,
no,
let's go.
Stop it! No, it's not in-game purchases.
Fuck! So before we leave, I just have one question because Panuto was like very, very adamant about asking it. What's your favorite pizza topping?
Oh, okay. So this is a controversial one. You ready?
Are you gonna say pineapple?
Pineapple.
I knew it.
I
was
Hawaiian
not
pizza.
surprised.
Yeah, I would be the kind of guy to say that probably.
Okay, but important. I like Hawaiian pizza as well, but do you put the pineapple on before or after it's been in the oven?
Oh.
Because in my opinion, if you put it on before it goes in the oven, it just makes the pizza soggy. But if you put it on after, you got the crunch and you got the sweet and savory of the pineapple as well, making it pretty fucking good.
No,
that's an
actually
important one.
That. I don't make these myself, so I just go down
lazy.
and eat them. But I think it's pineapple after the oven. Which
Okay, good.
I usually experience. Right.
That's
right.
respectable then.
Yeah.
I like your answer then. That is fine.
All right, we good, boys.
My favorite pizza topping.
Yeah. If you say cheese, I'm gonna lynch you.
I'm gonna have to go with pepperoni on this one, even though it's kind of a basic answer. I just love the way that pepperoni tastes. I like meat.
You know, I don't really like pizza.
We've got such a big scale of answers for this question. Hyper said pineapple. Hado said fucking pepperoni, and you say you don't like pizza? What's going on?
Well,
what the hell?
I don't dislike pizza. I just don't really like it, I guess. I don't know.
It's like you can eat it, but
phenomenal on pizza. I love pineapple, and on pizza it's pretty good. But like with pizza, I've just had it so much that I've kind of like
desensitized to it. Basically.
Yeah, I'm just kind of sick of it, you know.
Yeah. Dude, I have a couple meals like that where my mom would just always have it for like several times a week for like months straight because we were living very budgety at a time after we bought our house. I'm just so sick of it. I literally can't eat it without like gagging. It's not like it's bad food. I've just eaten so much of it. I just can't.
Yeah, that's how I am with pizza. I usually end up getting like a salad whenever we go to a pizza place.
I mean, honestly though, the salads at pizza places are actually really fucking good. So
Dude,
I mean,
this one place up the street from me makes this one salad. It is the best thing I've ever had. It is so good.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much for joining me on this. I thought it was really fun.
You.
I got a lot out of it, and I can't wait to talk with the rest. hopefully this turns out good.
Yeah, I'll be looking forward to seeing what they have to say. I've definitely really enjoyed this. Thanks for having me.
No problem. It was really fun having you.
Sounds good. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining me.
Yeah, thank
Really
you so much
appreciate
for
it.
having me as well. This is the first time I experienced something like this, like an interview kind of thing. So it's pretty cool, and it helps me interact more with the community. So like,
Yeah, I think
plus.
people are gonna really appreciate something like this because I discussed this with Hado after we got off camera, but nobody really asks elders anything specifically about their position. They just ask about comment bans and just, can you rate my level?
Yeah.
So
This is
nobody really
something
knows
now.
anything about the position. So I feel like people are gonna appreciate this in the fact that they actually learned something about the
Right.
world of elder moderation. But thank you so much, though. I got actually some really useful information out of this. I feel like a lot of people are gonna appreciate what you had to say,
Oh yeah, no, sure.
especially about the whole communication thing with Rob, because there wasn't much to get out of Hyper and Hado, to be fair. But that's probably because
yeah,
they're
I
not
think I
as
kind
far
of
up.
scared him a bit.
You were like, "Don't say shit."
Yeah, I don't know. Both of them are really great guys.
Yeah,
And
I fucking
they know
love them.
damn well what they're doing.
Yeah, both of them are two of my best friends. I fucking love both of them. So good
Yeah.
people.
There's just a lot of privacy stuff we like to keep with, especially like with mod chat, which is
Yeah.
where most of the mods communicate with Rob.
Mhm.
And we have a lot of like really strict stuff set up that I can't really say much about because it's
Yeah.
strict, but
Yeah, but that's fair. But
Yeah.
that's kind of why I wanted to do this interview thing in the first place, so we could like disclose a lot of the things that you guys are allowed to say, so people know a little bit more. Because as I've said to both Hado and Hyper before, is that you guys get a lot of DMs and a lot of questions, but nobody really asks anything about the whole process and what you guys do. They just ask, "Can you rate my level?" or "This happened. Can you help me with this?" Right? Nobody actually asks about the position itself.
yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
kind of why I wanted to do this, because now people have a source to actually find out what it's like. Because I see so many people every day asking, "Oh, dude, how can I become mod?" I'm like, do you really want that? I'm not sure you want that.
Yeah, mod is a great thing. I love the position. I love having it. But goddamn, can it be some work?
Yeah. I was asked back in 2017, I think, I was asked if I was interested in potentially having my moderator position back, and I was like, no. I don't really want to. I still don't want to. I would never want mod if I was offered it.
Yeah,
Way
you
too
know what?
much.
I really respect that. Honestly, I think a lot of people see mod and they see it only as kind of a status thing.
Yeah, it's like,
they
oh,
want
dude,
it
this
for
person
the
is famous.
position and not for the job.
Yeah.
And I can respect those who kind of look at it and say, you know what? This is what it is. Maybe that's not for me.
Oh, thank you so much, though, Pauze. I really appreciate it.
Oh yeah, no, thank you for the questions. I appreciate answering them.
No problem. I'll talk to you later. I'll see you around.
Yeah, adios.
Take care, man. Goodbye. So, all in all, Elder Mods are just people who want to help. They're regular people who just enjoy the game. They just want to make the experience better for the overall audience of the game. And I find that very respectable. They're just regular people spending their time playing the game they enjoy, and they just so happen to be in a position where they can help others enjoy the game too. And I like that. I like that a lot. Anyway, if you liked the video, please consider subscribing. Also follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch. Those are my main socials. Join my Discord server, and remember, as always, everyone, to eat your greens. Goodbye, everybody.